Hey guys, Chill here. Before we get started, you can see this video is very long. It's an hour and a half. It's the entire game of the Beginner's Guide. A fantastic game, by the way. Let me just prelude that. I wanted this little blurb beforehand so you know what you're getting into. The game starts off very slow. The first 2 or 3 minutes alone is just a narrator explaining what's going on and what to expect. And then after that, maybe another 10, 15 more minutes of just kind of building into this great ball of what I would say is a creative emotion, creative energy, and inside look of someone's mind who suffers from, I would say, depression, anxiety, fear of failure, a lot of different things. And I would say it's probably one of the more fun games I've played in the last year and a half. So, it is going to be a little bit slow for the first 15, 20 minutes. It really will, and it won't hit you what's happening. So just bear with me. I really do hope you bear with me. You need to watch all of it. You can't skip around. You really need to watch all of it. Just trudge through it, bear with me, and it will pick up. You'll also notice that my perspective shifts. It goes from stupid little hokey jokes and humor to holy shit, this is actually a well-thought-out game that provides a lot of interesting questions and makes you really think about how you fit into things, especially if you come from a creative field, and especially if your job requires you trying to impress or trying to gain praise or trying to just put yourself out there. I definitely recommend watching the entire thing. If you don't want to watch the entire thing, at least buy the game and play through the entire game. But keep in mind, this is going to be slow for 15-20 minutes, so don't go, hey, chill, what is this shit? It takes time, and I'm sure you'll appreciate it by the end. I know I did. Anyway, enjoy the video, enjoy your Saturday nights. I'm Chill Chaos. Talk to you guys later. Internet, the first question you're going to ask is, Chilled, are you wearing eyeliner? And the answer is yes. I put it on to take a picture the other day, and I don't have makeup remover wipes, because why would I have those? And thus, it didn't come off in the shower, so I have some remnants of eyeliner. Second question, what game are we playing today? And that is called The Beginner's Guide. It's actually by the creators of Stanley Parable. I've tried to avoid all information on it, because every single review, or every single Steam review said, don't look up any information about the game, and then you'll be happy going in. They're just saying, they're pretty much comparing this game to, like, emotionally, to what happened when Simba's father died. Spoiler alert, if you don't know, Simba's father died, he was killed. And they're saying that's what this game kind of is. There's someone who's a creative, someone who likes creating things, whether it be art, videos, romance, whatever you like creating. It's supposed to be an introspective look at that. Since I do YouTube, and I'm in a creative field, and I enjoy putting myself out there, how is something like this going to affect me? Who knows? I don't know. Hey, let's begin the game.
Hi there. Thank you very much for playing The Beginner's Guide. My name is Davey Wreden. I wrote the Stanley Parable, and while that game tells a pretty absurd story, today I'm going to tell you about a series of events that happened between 2008 and 2011.
Are these real events?
We're going to look at the games made by a friend of mine named Coda. Now, these games mean a lot to me. I met Coda in early 2009 at a time when I was really struggling with some personal stuff, and his work pointed me in a very powerful direction. I found it to be a good reference point for the kinds of creative works that I wanted to make. So just to start you off, this is, I think, the first game he ever made. It's a level for Counter-Strike. You can walk around here, by the way.
Oh.
And mostly it's just Coda learning the basics of building a 3D environment. But what I like is that even though he starts from the simple aesthetic of a desert town, he then scatters these colorful abstract blobs and impossible floating crates around the level. And of course, it destroys the illusion that this actually is a desert town, and instead this level becomes a kind of calling card from its creator. It's like a reminder that this video game was constructed by a real person. And it kind of makes you wonder, what was going through his head as he was building this? This is what I like about all of Coda's games. I mean, not that they're all fascinating as games, but that they are all going to give us access to their creator. I want us to see past the games themselves. I want to get to know who this human being really is. And that's exactly what we're going to do here.
Plot twist, he's probably Coda.
So, it's 2008, Coda starts making these games, and he never releases any of them. He doesn't put them onto the internet, he just makes them and then immediately abandons them, and they sit on his computer forever.
But how did
And
he
I
get
think he
them?
really understood this image of himself as a recluse. At one point, he jokingly renamed his computer's recycling bin to Important Games Folder. So, you know, this was just how he worked. He tended to crank them out one
Sounds
after the other
depressed.
without even really pausing to try to understand what he had just made, until suddenly one day, he just stopped. In 2011, that was it. He made his last game, and then he hasn't made another one since. And that's why I've taken this opportunity to gather all of his work together, is because I find his games powerful and interesting, and I'd like this collection to reach him,
It's
to
a
maybe
map.
encourage him to start creating again. And if the people like you who play this also happen to find his work interesting, then I'm sure it'll just send that much stronger of a message of encouragement to Coda. So thanks for joining me on this. If you have a particular interpretation that I haven't mentioned here, or if you just need to get in touch, you can email me. Okay, that's about it for introduction. Let's take a look at Coda's first proper game. As each game is loading, I'll show you the date that it was completed. This first one was made in November 2008.
This looks a little bit more better, and I can't believe we loaded time and space. Whisper machine.
Warning. Whisper machine active. Shift destruction.
Coda made a first-person shooter. 2008.
This game is called Escape from Whisper, and it's one of the more generic games you'll see from Coda.
Coda didn't put any gun sounds on. Okay, maybe this is why Coda quit early, because Coda didn't finish his work. Whisper. Evacuate immediately. There's no reload. There's no bullets. It's just pure action. I'm out of ammo. That was quick. Coda. Oh. This looks like, honestly, early Halo 1 after,
Security call breached. Hostile alien life forms.
This is Halo 1. This is exactly.
It kind of looks like this game was abandoned mid-development.
Yeah, it was.
For instance, you have this gun, which you'd think would indicate that there are supposed to be monsters or enemies somewhere. But then clearly there are no enemies anywhere.
No, there was.
You can't even reload the gun when you run out of bullets.
Thank you.
But ultimately, we don't really know. Maybe Coda thought that actually it was complete the way that it is.
No.
And I think that we should talk about his games for what they are, rather than for what they're not.
It's a bad alien shooter game is what it is. But maybe it's something more. I guess we'll find out as we go through the door.
I love how you can see the bottom of the universe from this room.
Coda did not finish the coding. Zing! Seriously, why don't the doors open? Okay. Is the door going? You know, I wonder if we got Coda's permission, if Coda's even a real person to do this. Okay. This is like Halo 1, right? When you have to escape the ship in the first level.
Apparently this space station has a labyrinth on it. Sure, I don't know. There's really no reason for it that I've ever been able to discern, so in the interest of time, I'm just gonna skip you on past it.
Please teleport me, thank you.
Okay, this is the part that's interesting.
What?
The game has this narrative about the whisper machine and how it has to be turned off, and then you get to the engine room.
Okay. You're gonna tell me the part everything before this wasn't interesting? The fact that we've been breached, but we've been breached by nothing? It's like having phantom pains. Oh. Dude, this is Halo 1!
You there, in the engine room. You could save us all. That beam is powering the whisper machine. We could disrupt it by introducing a great enough heat signature. If your body could stop the beam. It's so much to ask, but for all of our lives, would you do it? Could you give yourself?
I mean, it's just a game, so sure, why not? It's not like it's real life, but if it was real life... Oh. Well, I guess that's my only option. Ew.
Let me pause here for a second.
Okay, pause, please.
What you just experienced, stepping into the beam and then dying,
with Halo
is
1.
Probably what Coda had initially intended when he was developing this level. But when he first compiles and plays it, something goes wrong. There's a bug somewhere. And this is what happens instead.
It goes... You get to do it again? Okay, what's the bug? The bug is your choices don't matter? The bug is it doesn't matter? The bug... Okay, let me jump back into the beam again. Oh, I go to heaven! Okay, great! They always said killing yourself for others is beneficial. I don't think Jesus ever said that.
The beam causes you to start floating.
Yeah.
And this is an important moment for him.
Fucking labyrinth.
Because yes, this is technically a glitch, but Coda identifies something human about it. Like how small it makes you feel in the face of this larger chaotic system. Or this floating could be the afterlife, a peaceful place, juxtaposed against all of the hysteria that you've just had to traverse.
Yeah.
I don't even know. I have no idea what he was thinking, but what's clear is that after making this, something lodges itself in his brain. He wants to do more of these really weird and experimental designs.
Okay.
So he stops work on this and moves on to a stream of tiny little games that go in all sorts of directions. Let's go ahead and take a look at the first game he made after leaving this one behind.
Good! I think that was a fantastic idea. This was a shit game anyway. You didn't even have bullets. Also November 2008. Oh wow, okay, so he's really cranking them out. But I can't move. Although I like the music. I can jump. Oh, the past
Yep.
was behind.
In this game, you can only walk backwards.
Oh. That's creepy. Kind of pain in the ass, but kind of creepy too. Maybe Coda was just dyslexic. Oh.
So it's a short and relatively minimalist
future
experiment
cannot be
combining
seen.
motion and narrative. It is less advanced than the previous game, but actually it seems to be more focused, more complete.
Why does the
Code
future
is trying
keep
to
changing?
give it a unique voice rather than simply basing it on a pre-existing trope.
I agree, although it's a very confusing pre-existing trope. Okay. When she stops and looks, it becomes clearer that she's actually a he and that he's me and I don't have boobs. But we'll continue anyway. Although I do have eyeliner. Okay. Maybe Coda's just a little confused at what life is like. But if the future is always behind her, how will she find the strength? Through vigorous exercise? Oh, to confront it. I don't know.
It's a short little thought, it says what it wants to say, and then it ends. Didn't need anything more than that. Which to me is why it works, because it gets out quick. Okay, next one.
How many games did he make in November? I wish I could make games like this. Oh, good, at least I can walk forward this time. Walking backwards is a very confusing task. You are now entering the Spooky Zone, November 2008, a month after Halloween. Or maybe it'll be November 2008.
And that's it. Okay, the meaning of this game won't be clear just yet. Please be patient with me for a few more games, and I promise you'll see what makes it interesting.
Okay, please, because Jesus Christ, if I ever bought that, I'd be so upset. Nonsense and nearly...
Oftentimes, Coda would put bizarre titles like this one at the start of his games.
No. Nonsense in nearly every direction describes my friendships.
I wish I'd known him at the time that he was making these early games. He would really only talk to me about his work as he was making it. Once he stopped work on a game, that was it. It was dead to him. And I don't agree with that at all, but what are you gonna do?
I don't know. I don't know what you're going to do. Except it's getting really harder and harder to climb these stairs.
Once you've been slowed to an absolute crawl, the door at the top of the stairs opens. So why, if Coda's not showing these games to anyone, why bother opening the door at all? Well, to show you, I'm modifying the game here so that when you press enter, it'll bring you back up to full speed so you can enter the door for yourself.
Okay. Let's just think about that really quickly, because that's okay. I like that. If this is a good analogy or a good example of seeing what you want, which would be the door in this case, and then all of a sudden being able to, you're within reach grasp, but then you get slowed down, we can't reach it. Now we're modifying the game so we can get through the door. Obviously, you're all thinking the same way when this is saying it. Get through the door to see what happens when we finally reach that goal. What's there? Are we happy? Are we excited? Or is it about the journey through it? I guess we'll find out. And the truth of the matter is there's really nothing here, except...
A room that's warm and nice and filled with little ideas for games. Coda would often tell me that he didn't mind if people thought of him as cold or distant. He said that he knew that he was actually a vibrant and compassionate person, but that it takes time to really see that. It can be a very slow climb to get there.
That is, I interpreted that completely differently. He's saying his emotions were a slow climb to finally get to exploring someone. That yes, you have to give people time, but I was thinking that just once you see something, you'll never get to it. Maybe because I'm more cynical than Coda, which is weird because Coda's making these weird ass games. I'm not that cynical. I'm not that cynical, but that makes me think about myself a little bit in that sense. All right. Got a solid room, concrete, capable of housing our emotions. What's next? A door with a lever.
Well, this is new for Coda.
Yeah.
It's an actual puzzle.
Oh, thank God.
Go ahead and see if you can solve it.
I just did. I pulled the lever. I beat the game. Are we gonna get lights or are we gonna get no lights? Okay, great. Okay. Maybe Coda isn't the greatest creator because he didn't really decide to flesh this out. Dave, come back. Dave, tell me what I missed, Dave. Please tell me what I missed. Because, I feel like I missed something here. Oh! Okay, I closed the door on myself.
Don't forget that solution, because we're going to see this puzzle again soon. We're gonna see it a lot.
I get it! I have to close the door behind me to move forward in life! I get the analogy. I get it. I get it. Totally get it. Now, what the hell are these 3 things? These look like tumors. Okay. That's not a good puzzle. That just means you're gonna die. Okay. Okay. Now where are you taking me?
So that seems to be it, right?
Yeah.
You walk down a corridor, you solve the puzzle, you get to the end. Simple enough.
Exactly.
All right, now I'm going to modify the game again
No,
so that
stop.
when you press enter, it'll remove all of the walls from this room.
No, 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 no. Game's a lot more complicated than I thought. Why did Coda never release the
How
game?
about that? There was more to it than we had any way of knowing. I actually find it funny that this game comes after the Stairs game, since they essentially convey the opposite idea. So, in the Stairs game, a dull exterior concealed a rich interior. And then, in this level, a dull interior hides this fantastic outer world. Either way, I think that the point is the same, is that most of the time you don't get to know what you're missing, or even that you're missing anything. That's not your role as a player. So if your role here is not to understand, then what is it?
I'm doing a really good job at that role of not understanding. Oh, okay. Great. Back at this game again. I remember it. You are now entering undeveloped territory. You are now exiting.
Aha. So, this, combined with the entering game from earlier, tells us that Coda believes his games are connected somehow. It could even be that the Stairs game and the puzzle game are literally connected in between this and the entering game.
Huh.
There's a bigger picture that all of his games are meant to play a role in, some larger meaning that we won't be able to grasp until we've seen all of them. And once we have, we can step back and start to understand what exactly that bigger picture is.
Coda's good at writing trilogies, is what we're saying. March 2009. Took up some time. Maybe this game will have a bit more work on it. Maybe. Hopefully. But seeing as everything with the great and lovely descent. Cheers. You seem like a positive fellow. It's a nice stone house. Except we're in heaven. At least I think we're in heaven. We could just be on a giant marshmallow.
Let's talk
I'm not
about
really
video
sure.
game development for a second. Every video game runs on what's called an engine,
Yes.
which determines what the game can and cannot do. So in other words, the engine is a set of tools for game development.
The streetwise fool. Well, that's got to speak
To make
volumes
all
to
of
something.
these games, Coda is using an engine called Source. Like all engines, Source has certain things that it does well, and it has certain things that it does poorly. One of the things that it does very well is boxy linear corridors. That's why so many of Coda's games are set in these large, flat, empty rooms, is just because he's working with what the engine does well.
Okay. It's like working with human strength and weaknesses.
The tools available to the creator shape what kinds of creative work they're going to end up making. You might consider paying attention to the architecture in Coda's games, to notice how they seem to stem from an engine that's very good at producing linear, boxy corridors.
Is that a hit on Gabe Newell? I think that's a slam on Gabe. I don't know if we just went full meta, but the engine just crashed on me. I don't know if that was the point of the game, but I actually took a screenshot. It just said the engine crashed. I've never seen that error before in my life. Okay, unless
the tools available to the creator shape what kinds of creative work they're going to end up making. You're paying attention to the architecture in
it keeps
Coda's
crashing
games
my
to
game right here.
Notice how they seem to stem from an engine that's very good at producing linear, boxy corridors.
What the hell's going on? That's so weird. The game kept crashing right there. Right when he mentioned that. Oh, great.
This prison, funny enough, in Coda's original design, the doors stayed shut for a full hour before letting you go. I think we're gonna skip that.
Yeah. Display driver, stop responding and recovered. Why does that keep happening? Thank you. Please don't keep me trapped here for an hour. Okay.
This is something that he and I used to argue about a lot. You know, whether a game ought to actually be playable, whether it means anything if no one can get through it. And I would always defend that, you know, all this work goes into the game, why not make it playable and accessible?
Right, man.
And
Be a
so
game.
we just got into heated arguments over it, and there was one time that after one of these conversations, he went home, and a day or two later, he sent me a zip file entitled Playable Games.
Yeah,
That
virus.
was full of hundreds of individual games, each of which was just an empty box that you walked around in and nothing else.
Sounds like
Believe
Coda's a bit
I
of.
played every single one of those just to find out if there was like a gag hidden somewhere.
Coda's a bit of a passive-aggressive asshole. Hey, but you know what? I'm not the one making box games and concealing my feelings away in a crappy engine. I don't know if I like Coda too much more. Those are the same 3 dots we saw earlier in the puzzle.
It's the puzzle again, with the exact same solution as the last time.
Yes. Hello?
There's still no clear indication of what makes this puzzle so special that Coda is going to return to it over and over. But I promise I'll share with you my interpretation very shortly.
It's because he's depressed, man. There's nothing else in this room besides, like, black and white, or red and black. Okay. Alright, Mr. Coda. Tell me more about your life. I really wish you would include a flashlight tool. Source does have great flash. Oh, hello. You there. Did you come from up
Here,
above?
Coda begins using a kind of dialogue
What's up
system
there?
that he fashioned out of the engine's chat capabilities. Use the 1, 2, 3 buttons on your keyboard to respond.
There was a world stamped with whiteness. There was an enormous prison. I spent hours in it. Yes, there were 3 colors. There was the world stamped with... There was a world stamped with whiteness. Very weird. It's a marshmallow land. Listen. Oh. Speak. That's the world above. You've been there. Now this is important. Did you have to get through a puzzle with 2 doors and switches? Yes, I did. That was literally the last thing before coming here. Yeah, why not tell him? I'm not gonna be a dick and not tell him. Now tell us, how'd you solve us? Tell us the solution. Tell us how to get to this side. Trust me, you don't want to go over there. It's okay. Oh no, but I do. We do. We need to get there. Now, look, block for heads. We have to escape this prison. This is the good part. This is the happy. The other part's the prison. Yeah, no, it's okay. You have a good day there. Don't worry about it. Did you just put me in the same goddamn room? Hello, how did you get here? Was there a puzzle you had to pass through? No, I've been here the entire time. Why? Oh, I suggest you go and see the puzzle sometime, but it's not meant to be solved, but you can sit in the black space in the middle. Why would I sit in the black space? Or who are you anyway? Just go out there. In the blackness for a bit. You may not like it at first, but it'll grow on you eventually. No, I'm good. I'm good. Okay, well, I guess that's my only alternative. Oh, it's a different way. Unless, of course, it's gonna lead me back to the same goddamn position, in which Coda, we're gonna have some serious qualms in a couple of seconds. You put me in that back.
And so we make one last descent down to the final floor of the level.
This is the marshmallow room. This is the world stamped with whiteness, covered by darkness. And we're outside. You telling me the outside world's a prison, Coda? It's not that bad. Sure, there's taxes and murder and horrible
It's
things,
a
but
lamppost.
yeah, well,
Okay, I can't tell you quite why, but for some reason, Coda fixates on this lamppost. It's going to appear at the end of every single one of his games from here on out. I'll tell you what I think. I think that up to this point, you know, he's been making really strange and abstract games with no clear purpose, and maybe you can only float around in that headspace for so long. Because now he wants something to hold on to. He wants a reference point. He wants the work to be leading to something. He wants a destination, which is what this lamppost is. It's a destination.
maybe it's just dark and you want
We're
the
going
light
to see it in the work
area.
as well. His games are
Okay.
just going to become a lot more cohesive, a lot more fully developed, with more of a clear idea behind them. And as we go, that idea will get clearer and clearer and clearer.
Okay, if you say so, but currently Coda seems to kind of be, as they say in the college, tripping balls. I don't know if I like Coda too much. Really hope his blocks and his imagination gives me a little bit more. April 2009. What happened in April 2009? I don't know. Just walk around, you can leave notes. Oh, okay. April 2009. I don't remember April 2009. 2 months till I graduate high school. You know, just graduating in June of 2009. Okay, what are the notes? Oh, nice room. Not. These are people just criticizing Coda, isn't it? It's the same thing I've been doing.
I'm sure you can deduce this, but this game is not connected to the internet.
No.
All of the notes that you're gonna see have been written by Coda. This was actually the first game of his that I ever played. This was shortly after I met him at a weekend game jam in Sacramento, where I grew up. I saw him working on this very level, and it was just so different from anything that anyone else was doing. So right away I was like, I have to be friends with this person. In retrospect, I think I was probably a bit too pushy, trying to get his attention. I was over-enthusiastic. But he was very gracious about it and very patient with me. And I cooled off eventually. Oh, feel free to skip over any of these notes if they're not doing anything for you. Nothing extra is going to happen if you read all of them. Either way, to me they convey a sense of loneliness. I see this person who's filled with thoughts and feelings and beliefs and has no way to express them except as scattered and unheard voices in a game that wasn't meant to be played.
He could make a Tumblr. That's usually a good way to express it in the void of emptiness. One man will read all of them. This
But
summer.
it's ironic, isn't it, that in playing this game and seeing how alone Coda often felt, that we get to know him better and actually kind of connect with him. And I have to be honest with you, this idea is really seductive to me.
Oh.
That I could just play someone's game and see the voices in their head and get to know them better and have to do less of the messy in-person socializing. I could just get to know you through your work.
That's kind of
I
like
think
us.
this is why I always
Internet.
liked Coda's games so much.
Because we get to
Is
know each
because
other
it
through my
felt
work.
like they let me have that connection. I felt as though he was inviting me personally into his world. And then I feel less lonely too.
Ah, I knew we were gonna get to that point. It's weird when we think about April 2009. At least for me, April 2009 is kind of 4 or 5 months after I started doing YouTube. Really, for the first time, a lot of YouTube. I mean, as you know, if you've been around since the channel started in October 2008, kind of started up with Little Big Planet and other games, and just a way to me to connect with my audience, a way for me to express myself. And people always tell me, why did you start YouTube? And it's often, I often say it was a way for me to express myself. Then you got this jackass here saying that he made these games for him to express himself, even though it's more loneliness. And he's expressing those words, which definitely resonates with why I started YouTube. Kind of a loner at high school, had a couple of friends, like 3 or 4 friends. They were good friends, but that's really it. And YouTube was a way for me to make more friends and be someone that, I won't say that I wasn't in the real world, but someone that I wanted to be in the real world. Someone more jovial, enthusiastic, exciting. I help people because of the internal good feeling I get. I know that feeling, kind of that feeling. So I understand you, Coda. I still think you're a dick and these games are crappy, and as a consumer I wouldn't like them, but I understand. I understand your hardships. This is where I get off. Ew. Or do you mean like, ew? I failed to write anything here. I am compelled. Stop, turn back for the ones of misery. Okay, now I wasn't that depressing with my YouTube career, and it was a way to kind of relate and make people happy and excited. But I feel like if people are playing his game right now, they're not going to get happy and excited. They're just going to kind of get depressed and really analyze their life like I just did 2 minutes ago. So maybe Coda, maybe your game should have a happier positivity type thing. But I understand where you're coming from. Sometimes my own personal creativity is a way for me to escape my own personal fears and my own personal battles. I guess sharing my personal creativity. Painting, what does it mean? You're not special is what it means. You're in a world full of other things and everyone else. And you are the other people. Spoilers doesn't mean anything. Yeah. Devil Tower Star. Well, I'm here now. We're all here now. We've all been in here since 2008. Must be a reason for it, though. It's a terrible secret. He kept it well. I beat the game! If only YouTube had a beat the game option. More room?
At the end of this level, we're going to see the puzzle again. And here, I'll tell you what I think the puzzle means. Each of these games represents an idea that was on Coda's mind at the time that he was making it. And the puzzle is a way of closing the door on a previous chapter of his life before moving on to the next one.
I already told you that. Boom. Gotcha. And there's the 3 dots again.
In each of his games, after exploring a theme that, he might find difficult, Coda can then place this puzzle that he knows has a reliable solution, he understands exactly how it works, and so it gives him a simple mechanism for moving on.
I like that, but life isn't like that sometimes. You know, life doesn't have the same solutions where you can essentially just, you know,
And because
apply
there's
the
this
same...
dark area between the doors, a space between spaces, before you move on, you get to pause. Just for a moment, a few seconds to reflect on and let go of the events that led you here. To step back and connect the pieces together. To grasp at that elusive bigger picture.
I get it. To some extent, I get it. Everyone's their own worst critic, and I guess Coda is the critic of himself. Why are you having so much difficulty talking, speaking? Speak. I am speaking! I'm trying to narrate! David's trying to narrate! We're all trying to narrate. May to June 2009. Graduation! Maybe this will be a happy one. Porn stars die too.
Okay, this one is tough. It's gonna kinda just spin its own wheels for a few minutes. Hang with it.
Now this is gonna be weird, because again, if he's having interesting life dilemmas at this time, so was I. Graduating, college on the rise, or college coming soon and near, leaving that bubble of high school for 7 years, semen on the walls. God, I'm talking about the room, not my life. Not the room, this room. I know I was discussing my life and all of a sudden semen on the walls, but I wasn't discussing my life. More semen on the walls. Maybe this is what means, you know, college is coming, college life is coming, party. Oh, not this shit again.
See, like, this is it. The whole game. And there's nothing that's particularly interesting about it. You just walk to the end of a hallway. Except, for some reason, Coda gets really fixated on this prison that has all of this modern furniture. And I don't know why, but he decides he needs to revisit this prison. He's gonna start over, use the same assets, turn it into something else.
Okay.
Okay, cool. Here's version 2.
Except no furniture. I'm trapped inside my own thoughts bubble. What furniture ought to go in the center of the room? How about a TV with surround sound? Yeah. That's not a TV with surround sound. That's a coffee desk. Let's put a huge picture of a horse. That'll bring me happiness. That is not a huge picture of a horse. Okay. We should light up this room a bit. Tesla coils in each corner. A skylight. Yes, I want to be open. Let's open this baby up. That is, it doesn't. Are you saying my choices don't matter in life? Yeah, I already got a table. Who are you exactly doing? I'm pretty sure none of these choices are making a difference. Exactly. Yeah, so are you... Oh, well, at least that one's a table. Oh.
There's a bit more to this one, but still, it's not really communicating anything. It's kind of just weird for weirdness' sake.
Yeah. A little bit like the Stanley Parable.
So, okay, he throws it out and starts over. This time he comes at the prison idea from a different direction.
Okay, so why are we in prison this time? Hello, please walk forward. Oh. I have to check my surroundings before I decide to enter prison. This guy will enable you to escape any prison environment. Ooh, we're getting like a heist game. Find the sixers, kill it. Take care with that each step. Remember, first click on this table. Good. Go to the photo frame and click. Click to turn it slightly. Okay. Nice. Now turn the floor lamp in this room off and turn it back on. This is gonna be a heist game. Sofa, move it over a little bit. Left side, wait, go to the left side sofa, move it over a little bit, okay. Okay. Finally touch the shelves. If this is not, what this, Simon says, Coda says. That's it. In the real prison, the escape will now open. Turn to start to be taken back to your prison. What? Return.
And of course, now the table is gone and you can't begin the chain of events to escape. Here's a version where there are no bars, but you can't actually get to the well. And then a version where the inside of the prison is the outside and the outside is the inside. Let me just blink you real quick through a few more of these. I mean, he really unloaded on this prison idea. There's nearly a dozen of them. Personally, I think it's awful to watch this, to see a person basically unraveling through their work. And for what? Like, at what point do you just go, maybe there are game ideas other than this prison that I could be working on?
Seriously.
But Coda doesn't have that voice telling you to stop. That particular mechanism of defense against yourself. Without it, you just spiral. And so he keeps going and going and going and going and going, and then he hits on something. And he likes it. And that's it. He's done. He stops making prisons. This is the very last version of the prison game that he created. And the reason I think it works is that the prison is not actually in it.
That makes sense. No one likes prison. It's gonna have that damn solution and the freaking light. So this is the prison game, where you're free, and you're not really in prison. Well, it's interesting. It's, maybe life is already a prison. Maybe we escaped the prison? Oh. Oh, our one phone call in prison. Okay. Who are we calling? Hello? Who is this? Hey, me, it's me! I'm you from after you escaped the prison! Okay. This is gonna be hard to explain, but trust me, I'm calling you from the future. Yep, I was in the...
It's a conversation. And so this is what Coda wants, is to be able to talk to someone, to share what's on his mind, and to get some good advice from someone who knows.
But he's talking to himself.
The irony is that even in this scenario, you're still talking to yourself.
So you just echo chamber, man.
All of these games so far are Coda talking to himself.
Yes. Which is weird, because you're just going to feed off the negative emotions, or feed off the positive emotions. That's why negativity can spread so fast. What's it like to escape? I'm talking to you! It feels like completely still and wildly in motion at the same time. No, it's kind of missed the prison. It's like getting out of high school. You're so happy to get out of high school or college, but you kind of miss it. May have been your prison. What? Was there anything about it that you felt good about? Structure? Now, if there's structure and order... I don't like things once I don't have them anymore. It was comfortable, I knew its limits, I knew my place. That's me sometimes. Sometimes I don't like to push myself outside of my boundaries, and I know that's one of my biggest fears, going outside of my boundaries. You know, pushing yourself, wanting to move to a different, like, cross-country, wanting to change who you are. You gotta grow, but at the same time, it's nice knowing these are your limits, stay within them. Because then you never fail if you stay within your limits, but then you never really succeed anyway. Comfortable with, you mean I couldn't live this way. Having limits is way more important than you probably realize right now. You'll see what I'm talking about while you're in there for a while longer. Wait, if you're me, then did you get a call from another version of you when you were trapped? Ooh! No, I think I'm the first person to call back. Like, you tell me how to get out, I can't do that. No, because then we screw up the continuum time chimes function, and then there's two of me, and then if you kill me, then we both disappear. To get out, all you have to do is be sincere to get out. You need to tell me how you feel right away. How do you feel right now? What do you feel? How do you feel? I don't know. Listen, you can't know until you're out, but I promise it works. Just tell me how you feel. Go on. Every therapist ever.
I can see why he considers this a fitting conclusion to the prison games. After all of the obsession and frustration, just to be told by someone you can trust that things are going to be okay.
I hate that so much. Give me actual advice. No, that wouldn't be nice. I want to be told practical advice. Maybe that's where I'm different. I don't want to be told everything's okay. I want to be told
So what would it look
everything's
like
not
if
okay. That's what
Coda
you have
wanted
to
to
do.
make a game about talking to someone other than himself?
Then he would make a game about the internet. Or a strange kind of creepy-esque, stuck in a cavern, my life is depleted.
To me, this environment is meant to represent Coda's puzzle, with the 2 doors on either side and a dark transitional space between.
Okay. At least Coda's door's closed. Clean. Well, my goodness, I'm glad as all heck that you showed up. I might having to clean the entire house by myself. And right miserable that would have been. Everyone knows lonesome hands make lousy homes.
You'll notice that the quality of the art is a step up from previous games, including this new and improved chat system, which he started using from this point on. From here on out, he begins putting much more effort into the visual polish of his work, and this particular game took 2 months to create as a result.
I promise you'll wish there was more. Why don't I finish it up here? In the meantime, could you please get a table? Oh, well, that was fast and efficient. I wasn't even done eating yet. Could you please run to the bedroom and make the bed? Maybe I don't want the game where my limits are confined, because it seems kind of boring. Aw. And I want you to straighten out the rug a bit. How does the rug get... What, you guys having sex on the floor? How did that even happen? All the little details matter. Cash. Turns out I've still doing something for money in my whole life besides prostitution. I ain't ready to face yet. Never did like their home. I've got some demons that manifest. Speaking of demons, someone's put this couch all a mess. Would you come out and straighten out these pillows? Sure. Oh dear, looks like someone spilled a drink over the couch. Don't worry, I'm on the case. You mop it up as long as you get over here. I feel compelled to share a cuddle of cheese in your personal eyesight. You okay with that? You make it especially cheesy. Are you gonna tell me your cheesy insight? No. Okay, well, it was stupid. No, please, come on. I wanna know your cheesy insight. Oh, okay, fine. I washed the dishes. I'm doing all your dirty work, please. Last I checked, the tub needed cleaning. God! How about you scrub it down as best you can? I just did. I'm doing a good job. So, there's little books scattered on the floor of the bedroom. Yeah, a little bit. Oh wow, that organized nicely. Oh, you're welcome. And the papers too?
After the intense set of prison games, this house cleaning level almost feels like cleansing. It's the moment after a particularly difficult or traumatic experience where you just need to let it sit and digest inside of you, and eventually cohere into something meaningful.
Yeah, I guess so. Dong, let me tell you something. Whatever work you do, you'll absolutely have to own it. Otherwise, it owns you. So why don't you the task at hand and leave the furniture chores to future you? Present you wants to smooth out the rug in the bedroom. Believe it or not, trust me on this one.
Coda really liked this game. Of all of his work, actually, this was the only one that he called me up to ask me to come over and look at it. This was during a period of a few months where he was like grossly happy all the time.
Drugs.
Just walked around with a constant smile on his face.
Maybe because he was high from all the fucking cleaning fluids that he's using. Jesus Christ, those are potent. Yes, I'd like to hear Cheesy's thought. I was gonna say, it occurs to me that one's house is a lot like one's soul. You take care of it and it takes care of you. Yeah. Guess so. I mean, you really can't... I don't know. Housekeeping, let's keep doing this. Books, would you clean the books? Fine. But it's almost like I have a mentor here, where it's not really me cleaning my soul, it's someone else telling me how to clean my soul. In that case, are you really soul-searching and finding?
I'm glad he found some peace.
I guess so. Because it's him talking to himself, I guess. Or he made someone talk to him to help him get through his hardships. From what I understand.
But, of course, it can't last.
No. Oh.
The music stops, your companion is gone, it's time to leave. The door at the top of the hill is now open as well.
So we're leaving our happy spot?
You can't stay in the dark space for too long. You just can't. You have to keep moving. It's how you stay alive.
I was happy in there. Then you make that life makes you move. I guess sometimes you gotta move on. As long as he was saying you can't stay in the dark space as long as that long, I could also feel the same way you can't stay in the happy space too long, because then you get complacent. And here's Coda's signature.
Which is the whole
Everything's gonna
point
be
of the
okay.
puzzle doors, right? That sooner or later you have to pick up and move.
Yeah, that's what I was
I
explaining.
really thought that was the point of it.
Me too. That's what I just... Oh, I guess it's not. September 2009. Modern Warfare 2 is about to launch.
This one gets a bit goofy.
Why'd you come here today? Was it to improve your life? Anyone else that come to improve their life? Was it to get a better job? Was it to make your relationships more meaningful? They said they wanted a college graduated spouse. Came here to become perfect. Yeah? Oh wow, I changed my seat. Workshop's gonna teach you how to be perfect. I want your friends, the people in your life, look at and think, wow, this person is a better human being than I am. Damn right I am. Right now, who do you think about that way in your own life? Who do you know is so well developed as a person that you may think you feel disgusted with yourself when you see him in the mirror? I'll tell you who, PewDiePie. I look at this subscriber count and I hate myself. Selfish, ungrateful, I tend to make you into that person. Perfection is within your grasp. Okay, well, sir, tell me more about this. The question is, how do we not do it, but how do we do it effortlessly? No, that's not the right answer. Sometimes good things take work. This is easy. It's so easy. It's so easy.
About halfway through the game, the perspective shifts.
Being perfect is effortless. What the fuck? We're in Mordor? I think all the good's being sucked from the world.
And you play as the teacher. And suddenly, you discover that your teacher is just as bigoted and afraid as you are.
Yeah!
Oh, and also you can move around the classroom now.
Can we just drop the One Ring in and just be done with it? So his only answer in life is just he's grayed out for one answer. It's key. How do I achieve it with no effort? Let me tell you right now, if it is effortless, if it isn't effortless, then it's not the right answer. This is totally not the right advice. This is bad. If you're torturing yourself trying to find the right solutions for your life, then you're not doing it right. Yes. Seek out the only one thing, with the easiest, simplest path forward. God, this teacher's not good. This is just bad. You're giving such horrible life advice. But you know what? Sometimes maybe you need to hear that. Maybe you need to be fed bullshit so you can go on with your poor, pathetic excuse for a life. Isn't that right, guy who's sitting there with the list on his head? There's no truth. There is no path. Do what is easiest. Do what is simplest. Feel what is true. Holy shit, you guys! Something is coming out of the back of the room. Look out. That's not oh god. There was a psychological study I think that had something to do with doing with just what feels good. I forgot what the whole premise was, but it led to nowhere. Nothing. No one.
I fell pretty hard for this one.
Yeah.
I feel like it's one of the most relatable experiences that you can have.
Oh yeah.
To assume that some other person is perfect and totally fulfilled in every way, and completely miss all of the little flaws that make them painfully human.
Yeah, that's just like me. If you think my life's perfect and you're like, I need to follow him because he's know what he's doing. No, I have my own flaws. I have my own. We all do. So don't think someone's perfect when they really aren't. It's just, again, I said this once before, but everyone makes mountains.
This one
out of
took a lot
antholes in their
longer
own
than
head.
all
We
the
have our
others for
flaws to
Coda
worry.
to make. It was 4 months between this and the last one.
Okay, 4 months.
That's twice as long as it took him to make any other game before that.
That's still cool.
And it's not like it's particularly complex. So I remember I found that a little strange at the time.
Oh, maybe we're a roadie. 4 months to create this? Modern Warfare 2 is already out, billions of copies sold, mass critical success, everyone's happy except for Coda. Fuck, that's bright. Fuck. Performance beginning, places please. In this scene you'll be playing as me. We're a gathering of professionals. First you'll start out leaning against this wall. Which wall? Oh, okay. Ladies. Good, stay right there. Don't worry, I won't move. The woman across the room in the chair is a professional photographer of animals. Oh, is she? It's your dream to photograph animals professionally. This is your one chance to learn something from her, to gain something, to succeed. Go on. Say something to her. Sorry, I have to leave? Where's the bath? How about hello? Hello. That's always a good introduction. Hello, that's it? What? That's not a conversation. It's an icebreaker. It's an icebreaker. Like, how much does a polar bear wear? Enough to break the ice. It's an icebreaker. You need to actually converse with her. Be a human being. Do it again. Okay, okay. I'm super scared right now, because I'm afraid I'm gonna screw things up. No, that's not what I said to her. Say, completely missing the tone of the conversation. I think you're completely giving me the wrong choices of this conversation. I was reserved, but I knew what I wanted. I was confident. For some reason, it was just that one moment, but I was confident. Maybe it says you need to feel better of the setting. There's a lot of people around us. I'll give you some props to work with. These cones that bounce when you touch them represent the people nearby. Oh, God. That's not good. Okay, conversation. She's happy, she's focused, she's successful and wise. I'll bet you learn to lean into the pain. Okay, that's really immature for a deep thought-provoking game like this. You're messing it all up again? No, I'm not. You'll figure out the conversation gets that personal that quickly. Yeah, I guess so. Do you not realize how important this was for me? I'll never get another opportunity like this again. Everything is riding on this. Fine. Okay, give me some better choices. She's not even that attractive of a woman anyway. I'll try something. Try stepping back from the stage. Oh, you just... Okay. Step back from the stage. I don't understand what this is saying. When you're in the limelight, things get more difficult? Here's my safety net. For some reason, and this is where it's getting fucked up, this light is making me feel safe. And I know it shouldn't because that was Coda's safe point, but whenever I see this, I'm feeling a bit of safety. So it's psychologically messing with my brain. And now I don't feel so safe anymore. God damn it. Can I not, hello? Your 2D rendered bars are keeping me out of this place. Okay. Please don't trap my safety net. Okay. Well, that's just fantastic. Yes, it's working!
The game ends with this eerie premonition of what's going to happen next in Coda's life. The solution to social anxiety, to fears of having to perform and having to chase success, the answer for Coda is to withdraw, to hide himself away. Which is what leads to scenarios like the stairs that slowed you down several games ago, where it just becomes harder and harder to access Coda's inner landscape because he keeps retreating. He just keeps backing away from possible connections to anyone other than himself. And to be honest, I didn't consider it very healthy when I first played this game.
No!
You know, it looked to me like he was trying to justify the idea of just disconnecting yourself from the world.
We all do that.
And that wasn't what I wanted for him or for his games. Because I feel like a lot of his games are inviting me to connect with this person, to bring him closer.
I think we've all done that.
But what can you do? After this, Coda went off and took another 5 months to make a new game.
Half a year. June 2010. Players can probably must keep your eyes closed. Click to begin the game. Do I really? I'm keeping my eyes closed. I hope something good's gonna happen relatively soon. Please? Okay, maybe help, I'm blind. I can't
You
undod
should
this.
probably open your eyes if you haven't already.
Oh, okay.
It's pretty much impossible to solve
Oh,
otherwise.
thanks.
And there is a solution, by the way.
Okay, please someone talk to me. Please don't let this be forever. Oh, why would he tell me to keep my eyes? Because there's a giant door, then my vision went black. Help, I'm blind, please don't let this be forever. No idea where. Help, I'm Whisper. SS Whisper. That's the game before. The Whisper activated. I can try, but I need to find supply. Ah, okay. God damn it. What's going on? Captain, what do you do? I can't. What's going on? Can we do anything? How about we just get off the deck? Ah, ha ha ha, suckers! Please don't talk to me. The only way to stop is to speak something that's honest. I'm bursting with grammar. My work is always fun! No, that's not us. No, that isn't truthful. Okay, give me something else. Yeah, I'm actually afraid of my own creations that I'm creating every day. It eats me up on the inside because I use it. Okay. Do help, I'm blind. Speak something honest. So what's honesty? The only way to speak, the only way to stop is speak something honest. I can't keep making these. That's the truth? So that's the game? It's draining me.
Like I said, I was getting concerned. First off, he's never been this explicit in his work about exactly what he's thinking. So where's that coming from?
I thought this was going to
But then
be...
even weirder, his work has potentially stopped being an outlet for him. Not like he's having trouble iterating on ideas, but he literally just can't think of new ideas anymore. And in person, he was being a lot more distant than usual. Like, you know how sometimes a person will just deflect anything that you say in order to keep themselves disconnected all the time? It was that kind of thing. Here was the point in my relationship with Coda where I really started to wonder if he needed my help in some
Like
way.
how all the negative answers are what's being... It's getting that negative answers are feeding off, and they're seeing as successful answers. So maybe finally being open with himself instead of withdrawing is actually keeping the problem at bay. But the problem is, once you acknowledge you have a problem, you have to tackle the problem. I'm alone. I feel alone sometimes. We're going to be okay. We're going to be okay. Thank you, truth. They're all blind. That was the truth. And the truth does help, I guess. Internet.
His
Guess
games
if
are
I'm
going to
being
get
truthful,
more
sometimes I feel
desperate
alone.
from here on out. After this game, it's almost 6 months before he finishes something new.
I mean, I know I have you guys and the internet and the whole world, but sometimes just coming into this office, it's a great little office. It's closed. This is my window. It's your window into my world, and this is my words into your world, kind of. At the same time, I just feel like I do the same thing every day. We do experiences in new games, but I need to get out and explore more so I can be a better person, and hopefully that better person then rubs off and translates to other people. Again, like I said before, negativity is infectious, positivity is infectious. Spreading that through whichever means is good. That means I have to better myself before I can even do that. This game's really introspective. Where am I? The Tree of Life. Where does that sound like it from? Where am I? This is like the Kingdom Hearts 1 opening. Oh, more. Tell me more. Is it a person? How lovely. It's been a long time since I talked to anyone. I do talk to myself a lot. What's wrong? You look lost. Yeah, guess the woods kind of disappeared. When I try to create, I feel empty. Completely out of ideas. I have nothing left to give to my work. Now, I don't resonate with those 3 ideas. Sometimes I do completely feel out of ideas, but there's always something new to do. When I try to create, I feel empty. Maybe on a day-to-day basis. I feel like if you work on a longer project, a more rewarding project, it's less empty. You have more thought, more of you goes into it, so when you look back at it, if there's more of you in it, it feels a lot more full. I don't know. I have nothing left to give to my work. No, I have a lot to give. I think I understand this one. When I try to create, I feel empty. Oh no! Oh, yeah, oh no. What's happened? Did something change? I don't think anything changed. Without even looking at the answers, nothing changed. Just... He's done it for so long. The machine that kept me going and it stopped. Huh. Ooh, choices. Let's go in the middle path. Oh, we can't. Wait, you're looking for a machine? I think I know where it is. No, not an actual machine. It was like it was a metaphor. No, there's a little metaphor. What? You have to take me to it. I need to see it and to know why it stopped. Why did my little machine on the inside stop? Why did my machine stop? I can take you to it, but there's a problem.
The last game featured Coda talking explicitly about his creative frustrations. This one turns it up to 11.
Okay.
Now, put yourself in my shoes playing this.
Okay.
Here's a friend whose work is exhibiting signs of struggle, frustration, anxiety, depression, even. And yet, still, he keeps making games. He keeps throwing himself into the grinder even when he clearly doesn't have the energy for it anymore. Why?
Life.
What is it for?
Life? To live? To do other things, hopefully? Maybe one day? I don't know. Doesn't matter what I say, does it? You're going hand up on another, one day or another, right? Kind of. Deal. Oh, great. So what's the puzzle? What is the puzzle? Perfect. Come along, I'll show it to you. Okay, well, please do.
Because from my perspective at the time, and just what I knew of him, this was a result of how isolated he was. He was in his own little bubble, just sitting at his computer all day, not really showing these games to anyone, not releasing them onto the internet, and so he didn't have anyone outside of himself to connect with. He had no outlet to ground himself on.
First you have to open the door. You go inside. I have to close the first door. Then you have to open the second door. Like life. And then the second door opens. It was so simple.
You can't talk yourself out of loneliness. It doesn't work that way. You can't be the one writing both the questions and the answers.
I've done that.
There's no movement. Then there's no circulation.
Like blood.
If all of your anxieties are being channeled into your work, then if the work ever fails, you have no backup and you're just going to crash.
Not necessarily true, because sometimes by putting some of your anxieties into work, you can get the answers. Unfortunately for Coda, he's not getting the answers because he's the only one playing his work. But if he put his work out there, he could get the answers. I feel like sometimes when I play games and I have questions, I can ask you guys how to best do something, or even demonstrate my way of doing something, and then the internet kind of corrects it or gives their own interpretation of how they would do something. And in that very sense, I learn this is my way of doing it, this is other way of doing it, ways that I didn't even know existed. So yes, if you write the questions and the answers, then you're not going to get anything, especially if you can't share it with anyone. But sometimes if you write the questions and you give your own answer, you could read other people's answers. Okay. Here we are. This is the machine. Oh, these were all my answers. There's no machine here. So my answers are my own solutions? Just say the game was simple and joyous that you loved 100% of the time. Okay. Ah, that feels wonderful, but it wasn't true. So then what happens? Just keep talking? Okay, just keep talking. Keep saying that creation is easy. Evolution's a lie, creation's easy. Hey, it's me, it's you! From you after I escaped the prison. Yes, there's filled in colored bricks, don't worry about me.
Seeing this game at the time that he made it, it looked really unhealthy to me. I was watching him do this to himself, and I hated it. I hated seeing him so trapped.
So take him out to buy a beer!
Like, video games are not worth this amount of suffering. This is someone I really cared about. And I used to get so much joy out of seeing him create. For him to suddenly become angry and frustrated like this, it was the worst thing for me. I don't know. This is what I felt at the time. I don't know how else to explain it. I wanted it to stop more than anything. I had never felt so rotten. I needed more than I had ever needed anything for this to stop. But it didn't stop.
No?
After finishing this one, Coda takes another 7 months and comes up with a new game.
Oh boy, I wonder what gem he's working on this time. May 2011. Second year of college. Finishing my second year finals of college. Getting ready, YouTube's full swing. Ma'am, I'm glad to see you arrived safely. We've captured the machine. It's waiting for you now. You can begin the interrogation whenever you like. Oh yes, I intend to be brutal with the machine. It has captured my feelings. I will make it so it will tell me how do I enjoy again. It's one that's someone called the press. So I might have a bit of attention on this one. Also, one more thing you should know about this machine. It calls itself Coda. Okay, great. It's me. The machine is me. Gonna be brutal with my... Oh. Hello. Nope, no pictures. No pictures. No pictures. Don't worry. We're good here. Okay. That is my little engine. This is what keeps me going at night. This thing's old.
And of course, it's the machine.
You stopped. You stopped, you lazy son of a bitch. You stopped feeding us. Your work was keeping us alive. Your work was keeping us healthy. Then you stopped and killed it. People out there, can you imagine the pain you put them through? Fucking, you egomaniacal son of a bitch machine. You don't even care about what's out there. You only care about pleasing yourself. Here's what needs to happen. You need to go out there and apologize. No, to admit to the people that you allowed them to suffer. I've been so alone without you, machine. How do we feel? I've been so alone, machine. I'm so sorry. I've been so alone. I apologize. Apologize for leaving me. Apologize for leaving me, damn it. Apologize for losing my creative spark. No, nothing. Think carefully, I know how to hurt you. I have seen the thing you fear. I know what you're afraid of, machine. You're afraid of becoming irrelevant. I know that. I can make you into something that you don't even like. Right then, I'll apologize to people on your behalf. I will tell them that this is your fault, machine. Is this a padded room? Oh. Hear thee. My followers, my friends. All of you, my friends. It falls on me to deliver bad news. But I have a troubling... No, that one seems like bullshit. What did I pick? What? The machine will not apologize to us. The machine refuses to admit it deliberately hurt us. Not apologize to us. This is not important. We're stronger than it thinks we are. We'll find a way to live without it. We do not need its games. Do we move on without the machine? In a very aggressive tone, or do we move on and just kind of think, we're better than that? Now, fuck the machine. Wakandan said. Let's pay it retribution. Let's show it that we are not failures. Who are we angry? Are we angry at the little thing inside of us, or are we... Let's pay it retribution! We'll destroy the machine! Follow me, we'll destroy the machine. Follow me, we'll destroy everything that machine has created. Oh. So if we pick 1, that's not good, and if we pick 2, that's not... Okay, we'll destroy everything the machine has created. I feel like I just picked a bad decision. Oh, this is the game. The machine has only created badness. Oh! Back to no reloading. Okay. Coda was on some serious shit when he made this. Coda, I'll make sure your work dies here! I'll make sure you are known forever. Oh, God. Isn't it what you're scared of, having to live without your precious creations? Having to deal with yourself?
So now the work is becoming self-destructive.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, at the time that I first played this game, shortly after he made it, here's what I'm thinking to myself. I'm thinking that Code is stuck in his own head, and that it's having a very negative effect on him, and that all he needs to do is just start showing his work to people, to get some actual feedback on his games.
Yes!
It might get him out of isolation.
Yes! Talking to people.
And so, as I'm thinking this, I realize that I could be the one to initiate it.
Yes!
Because it would never occur to Coda to start actively soliciting feedback, so what if I did it for him?
You're gonna lose your friendship.
If he could see the difference it would make to have more actual conversations with other human beings, would that bring him out of his mental spiral? Would
This
it
is
give him
more than a mental
confidence in
spiral.
himself? Would it bring meaning back into his work?
We're literally destroying everything. Okay. Oh, I fell through the world.
So I started showing Coda's work to people.
And Coda got
I took
pissed.
this one, and the islands which you just played, the theater, the notes, the house cleaning game, and some of the prison escape games. I brought them to people that I knew and trusted. I asked their opinions. And the great part is that they really loved his game.
Good, good.
You know, the point of it all was just to give him some external reference point, but they genuinely loved his work. There was nothing for him to be afraid of.
Why do I feel like this is not part of the game? Put down your weapon. I can't kill the machine? Oh. I don't want to shoot the machine. The machine's the little box inside of me that fulfills me with ideas and emotions.
Can you see why I felt like this was the right thing to do? Because it's the thing that I always feel like I need, to be told that my work is good, that I am good. When someone really connects with a thing that I've made, when they see themselves purely in my work, there's nothing that feels better.
I understand.
And I got to give that very same feeling to my friend. I did something I really felt like I'd done something good, like I was a good person. I felt like there was a friend who was in trouble and was unhappy and maybe didn't like themselves, and I could fix it. If I could give him this gift, maybe I could fix the problem.
You can't fix someone else's problems. They have to fix it
They told me
themselves.
how much they enjoyed his games. It was the best feeling. It was the absolute best feeling. It made me feel so happy. So beautifully, beautifully happy.
Coda didn't feel the same way, did he? No, Coda did not feel the same way.
So anyway, Coda finishes this game, and then really he just kind of takes off for a while. So this is June of 2011, and I didn't hear anything from him for several weeks, I guess. And so out of nowhere, one day I get an email, and it's got a private link to a new game of Coda's. This one is called The Tower, and to my knowledge, it's the last game that Coda ever made.
Oh, well, that's
So
creepy.
Let's take a look.
Loading June 2011. Great. Just graduated sophomore at college. The Tower. Last game Coda ever made, eh? Coda. I think Coda's in 60 FPS right now. God damn, Coda, you've been getting better.
And this is where I have trouble saying anything meaningful about Coda's work.
Why?
Because more than anything else, the tower just feels distant. It feels like it's trying to distance itself from the world.
So you're gonna crap on
It's a
all of
very
his work?
cold game.
It's... I don't know what the hell the point of the game is. Hello. Just gonna enter into the office building, the tower. Another tower. Except this one seems more...
This room actually has a maze in it.
No, I don't want to be in a maze.
Except that all the walls of the maze are invisible. And then every time you touch one of the walls, there's this awful flashing and noise. So the experience is really miserable.
Yeah.
The game goes beyond not being meant to be played. It actually seems to despise the player for trying to play it at all.
Just like life. Okay.
But I do want to show you the rest of the levels, so when you're ready to continue, press enter and I'll put a bridge over the maze.
Please, tell me get the hell out of here. Okay. Oh, typical Half-Life things. Can I fall down into the maze? Coda did not appreciate his work being shared. He wanted to revel in his own self-misery, I guess. Some people do that. Some people like that. And I appreciate David for trying to show Coda's work to everyone, but sometimes
And to be
can't.
fair, it's not like this is the first game that's needed some modification to be playable. Like the house cleaning game.
Yeah.
You know, that one used to actually loop the cleaning chores and you just cleaned a house forever. I had to cut it off so that you could exit the house and the game would actually end. But that game had an idea that it was actually trying to communicate.
That Coda sucks at making games.
What's the deeper idea behind the invisible maze?
Maybe you'll never get to
The
anywhere.
only way past this challenge is to randomly guess the 6-digit code. Like the invisible maze, it's frustrating to me, because it's the opposite of everything else that Coda has made. It doesn't encourage thought or engagement. It doesn't ask anything of me, except a lot of my time.
What about when he had to sit in prison for an hour?
If I could have reached him during this time, then maybe I could have asked him, but I couldn't. I still don't really understand why this is here. I'll put the code on the ground for you here, though, so that we can move on.
No, I know the code. Maybe this is what his works are trying to demonstrate. Plus the fact that his game is, this one's called The Tower. Yeah. I understand what you're saying, Coda. You hate America. Oh, wow, that's completely off. Okay, well, sure, okay. 1516. 17. But why would he? What does that mean? It's just like 15, 16, 17, 18. Things get progressively shittier as time goes on. 15, 16, 15, 16, 17, 18. There's the invisible bullshit maze. Huh. Another room full of solitude.
The switch to open this door is actually on the other side of the door, meaning that it's literally impossible to solve from this side.
But how'd you get past
So
all the other
even
shit?
if you somehow brute forced your way through the first two challenges, and you got to this point,
Yes.
there's actually just no way to progress. And it's scary for me, the idea of Coda cutting himself off entirely, just saying, that's it, that's the end of the conversation, not giving me any way to fix the problem.
I know people like that, Jesus Christ.
I feel like a failure, I guess, when I can't fix the
I
problem.
know that, and people just don't want to talk about it. They just want to be like,
But I can
no,
open this
we'll
door
talk
for
in
you,
6 months,
so
or we'll talk in a year. It's just like, no, let's discuss the problem now. Jesus Christ, some of those fucking people, you want to strangle them because you want to fix what's going on.
For not understanding this game?
No, you're not a failure.
I mean, I don't know why I would be. It's not like everything needs to have a solution, but I feel it somehow.
Oh, I'm one of those people where everything needs to have a
I
solution.
failed, and I don't understand why. I remember, it's June of 2011. I'm playing this for the very first time, and as I'm playing, I'm thinking to myself, I don't know this person. I have no idea who this person is. It wasn't the guy I knew, it wasn't my friend. I had come to so many conclusions from looking at all of his work up to this point, and then suddenly none of them... I had been trying to, though. That was the thing. For years I was trying to get to know him, to understand who he actually was and what he stood for. I asked him so many times to please just tell me what his games mean to him. I asked him please to tell me what the 3 dots mean.
I've been curious.
And he wouldn't.
Hieroglyphics over here.
I just felt so strongly that if I could have connected with him, that if I could have somehow made his work my own, that I would finally be once and for all happy.
Why is your happiness...
I needed to see myself in someone else.
Why is your happiness relying on his happiness?
To be someone other than me.
Are you Coda?
But he stopped and left. And it felt somehow like I had failed.
You can't fix other people, David. You can't fix other people. You can't. It's just, that's what happens. You look for happiness in some... You can't look for your own. You can't find happiness in other people. Yes, you can sometimes, but all of your happiness can't be derived from someone else's happiness, and someone can't make you completely happy. You gotta like diversify your portfolios, diversify your bonds, yo. Diversify your happiness. Dear Davey, thank you for your interest in my games. I need to ask you not to speak to me anymore.
I'm the reason that you stopped making games, aren't I?
Shut down.
It's because of what I did.
Told you.
I poisoned it for you.
Damn it. You didn't want public.
I don't think I ever told you this, but when I took your work and I was showing it to people, it actually felt... it felt as though I were responsible for something important and valuable.
You're so infected my personal space that it's impossible. I didn't begin to play.
And the people who played them, they treated me like I was important. They really listened and cared about what I had to say. Even though I was showing your work, I felt good about myself.
It's like YouTubers.
Finally,
We're playing someone else's game.
For a moment, while I had that, I liked myself.
If there was an answer, a meaning, would it make you any happier? Would you stop taking my gifts and showing them to people against my wishes, giving them something that is not yours to give, violating that one boundary that keeps me safe? Would you stop changing my games, stop adding lampposts to them? He's adding lampposts? Dave is the crazy one? Dave needs a solution? You simply let them be
and then
what
you
they...
stopped. And I didn't have anything left to show people. I just had to be with myself.
Ew.
And as soon as that happened, there was no feeling at all.
Dave
Nothing.
is the crazy one.
Less than nothing. What does that mean?
Struggling to come up with new ideas is not making me depressed. Low points are just part of the process. The fact that you think I'm frustrated and broken says more about you than about me. Dave is projecting. I realize that this doesn't make sense to you just yet. Because I'm actually in the closet about to kill you, which is fine. You're not my problem to solve. I do hope that one day it clicks and that you make peace with this thing you are wrestling.
I'm afraid that I did something really stupid because I don't like myself.
When you finally see what I'm talking about, don't say anything. Okay, well, I've done this trick before 1,000 times.
That's why I'm releasing this collection of your work, is because I haven't been able to find any other way to reach you. I've tried everything. And So a part of me has hope that if I put this compilation out into the world, and if I put my name on it, that maybe enough people will play it so that it'll find its way to you, so that I can tell you that I'm sorry. I know I screwed up.
You're making money off him, David.
If I apologize to you truly and deeply, will you start making games again? Please. I need to feel okay with myself again. And I always felt okay as long as I had your work to see myself in. I mean, is something wrong with me? Because I know that I did an awful thing, and I'm doing it again right now. Like, I'm showing people your work, but I can't stop myself from doing it. That's how badly I need to feel something again, like I'm an addict. There has to be something wrong with me. Can I apologize? What if I tell you I was wrong? Will that work? Will that fix it? I don't know. I don't think it will, but there's nothing else that I can do. Just tell me what you want. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Please.
I'm not sorry.
Start making games again. Please help me. Please give me some of whatever it is that makes you complete.
Dave.
I want whatever that wholeness is that you just summoned out of nothing and you put into your work. You were complete in some way that I never was. And I want to know I want to know how to be a good person. I want to know how not to hate myself. Please. I'm fading, and all I want is to know that I'm going to be
is this room
okay.
getting smaller? Okay, it was getting smaller. Jesus. It's a little claustrophobic. So David's the crazy one. David's relying on others for his own happiness when we really thought Coda was relying on people for his happiness. But we all knew that from the beginning because Dave was showing us his games, which they weren't even his games. Epilogue. Well, who made this? Because this is nice. Whoever made this actually has skill. You're waiting for a train. For a train to take you somewhere, but there's no hands or dials on the clock, so the train's gonna take you nowhere because it's never gonna come. Oh, here it is. Never mind. Train's here.
More love, more praise, more people telling me that I'm good. Always more. It's like a disease.
God, that gives me chills.
Solution.
Can I understand. I know this is just a game, and it shouldn't be making me feel feelings. Because games, well, I'm glad it is. But YouTube definitely does that for us a lot of the times. When you look at the engagement on the video, I was like, wow, 5,000 people like this. Look at all these comments saying you're awesome and you're great and everything. And it's so hard to sometimes accept that. Because to us, we're just us. And I guess we always want more of that. You want more and more people to tell you you're great, because then maybe it will shadow and cover up the parts that aren't so great. When you take a photo of yourself, and you criticize the hell out of a photo. You're like, ew, look at my nose, or ew, look at my love handles, or whatnot. But then you show a photo to someone else, like, oh, it's a nice photo. That's how it feels sometimes with praise on YouTube. You want all these nice things to be said just so it can cover up the flaws that you see in yourself. And sometimes it's weird how you can have thousands of people saying you're good and you're doing the great thing, but you just want that one person to say it to you, and that one person never says it. So it's weird. Praise is a weird thing. And sometimes you get lots of praise, but it's not the praise you're looking for. Okay. That train led to a mansion. Oh, boy.
I guess if someone had told me ahead of time that he just really enjoyed making prison games, maybe I wouldn't have thought he was so desperate.
Maybe he did.
I wouldn't have told so many people that he was depressed.
You told people that?
Maybe he just likes making prisons.
There's a good game called Prison Heist. Or Architect Prison. Oh, this
Even
isn't a
now,
prison.
the disease is telling me to stop. Don't show people what a shitty person you are. They'll hate you.
No, we're on Skype. We're friends on Skype. I wished you a happy birthday the other day. Everything's okay. Except now you ruined everything. Because you put sand in the room. I mean, I hate sand in, like, my underpants. Can you imagine an entire room? Holy shit.
If I knew that my life depended on finding something to be driven by other than validation, what would that even be?
Oh, Jesus Christ, I don't have the
Strange.
answer to that.
The thought of not being driven by external validation is unthinkable. Like,
Seriously.
I actually cannot conceive of what that would be like.
I know. I don't know what it's like to someone to tell me not, like, you did a good job, or, you know, your work is meaningful, or you're doing the right thing. It's so hard to do it just for ourselves at times. I guess you know, that's not going to go away when you think about YouTube. It's just literally, it tells you right on the front page, oh, so many people like this, so many people dislike this. Great, that's validation right there, in your face every single day. It's a fear of failing. Fear of falling and just never being able to kind of fix it. I don't know. What now, Davey? You made the game, tell me, what now?
I think I need to go.
Is this where we part ways?
I'm sorry, because I know that I said that I would be here and I would walk you through this, but I'm starting to feel like I have a lot of work to do.
Yeah.
I have a lot that I need to make up for, and so I'm just gonna... Okay.
You're talking like Smarty. What the hell's going on here? You going or you not going? What are we doing? Oh, Jesus Christ, where the hell are we now? Where the hell are we now? I want to know who built this, if this was Davey or if this was part of the Dark Tower epilogue level. If this was Coda building this. I don't know if his name's Davidiah. D-Man. That doesn't sound like a good name either. The D-Man, the D-Star. Bringer of the D, giver of the D, receiver of the D. Not a good. Oh, we'll go down this little scary hole in the world. Hey, the world's rising. I swear to God, if this transitions into the Stanley Parable. Why, hello there. Come on, come on, come on. Yes. Okay. Nope. Ha! Screw the world. Right back where we started. Of course. Well, Internet, what does this game mean to you? What did you think of the game? How do you feel about it? Did you watch the entire thing? I hope you did. Guess we'll find out more as we continue to progress through the world. But I don't think there's much more to find out. Oh, is that the sacrifice thing? That is! You have to kill yourself to save yourself. That doesn't make any sense. But that's the first level. Maybe by killing yourself you become more than just a name, you become immortal? That sounds awful, we shouldn't say that. Because you transcend the world into the heavens? But I know what that's going to ask us to do. It's going to ask us to finish this. Once and for all. I'm not quitting YouTube, by the way. This would be a hilarious way to quit YouTube. Like, this is how I feel about everything. And you throw yourself into the beam. Well, I think we have to, obviously. Do we die or do we ascend? Hey, we ascend! Well, I know what this symbolizes. This symbolizes there are many different paths we could have taken to get to where we were. An infinite amount of possibilities or choices that could have unfolded. And even as we leave the path we curved, there will be infinite paths and choice that will also unfold. And that's going to be okay. Because one day, you're going to have a mental breakdown and hopefully recover. Where's Matthew McConaughey when you need him? Where is Murph? And how about Matt Damon? but without the following individuals. Jesus made this game possible! Thank you, Jesus. Thank you. I wonder who R is. I wonder if R is his coda. Interesting. I should message him and ask him if this is based on a true story.
You're so tired, but I know that you're strong. So turn back, turn back.
And that is it. That is the beginner's guide. Interesting game. Interesting, very interesting game. I liked it. I liked it. So, tell me what you thought about it. Sorry for such a lengthy video. And, hopefully it's something that you enjoyed. And if you want to play it yourself, you can check it out on Steam. I'm going to go do some, self-reflection. But that means I'm going to go eat some pie. I need some happiness after this depression. I'll talk to you guys later. Internet, I'm Chill Cass. Have a wonderful day.